Hello, and welcome to my summary of my 6th rotation in The Sims 2 Strangetown. Let's hop into it. First up is Vidkun Curious. So, it's time for Vidkun and Gretchen's wedding. After Vidkun finished his wedding cake, he was mysteriously attacked by a swarm of flies. And he died at his own wedding. After everybody left, Gretchen snuck out to a nightclub. Drax couldn't explain it, but he knew Gretchen was behind his father's death. After Gretchen had snuck out that night, Drax took Bonkers and fled to his uncle Pascal's home. Well, it turns out Pong and Gretchen were behind it all along. Gretchen, being an evil scientist, wanted the famed Curious House for its scientific properties. Soon after Vidkun's death, Pong already moved in. Pong and Gretchen have a small wedding. Gretchen ends the round pregnant with Pong's baby. Next up is the Smith family. Mimi goes on a date with Bjorn. The girl Bjorn kissed last time saw them and confronted him. Other than that, the date went really well. Jenny and Mimi host a family reunion, and it's a total blast. Next is Rip and Jill. Rip and Jill are now living in the motel, and they're saving up to try to find their own place. But they accidentally become pregnant. So they decide to enjoy the time they have in the motel while they can, and have some hookups. When baby Finn is born, they decide it's time to leave the motel, and they move into Jenny's home. Next is the Spectre family. The family's always on the move, they're always super busy, it's always really chaotic, and Ophelia finally makes the decision to give up on her flower stand dreams. She clears out the yard and she builds a playground for her children. Trevor discovers he has a passion for dance, and decides when he grows up he's going to pursue a career in dancing. Johnny gets into trouble in his political career. He runs for congressperson, but during his campaign, his opponent digs into his past and makes a smear campaign against him. And Johnny finds himself mirrored by accusations of misconduct, racism, negligence, and poor hygiene! What? The implications are so negative and so general that Johnny is unable to mount a defense. He is forced to drop out of running and sinks back into his office at the legislature, losing 3 charisma skill points in the process. Ooh, what the heck? Johnny's racist? I'm shocked. Trevor is starting to feel like dance. See, I told you guys he's a dancer. He's such a dancer. Trevor meets Mars one day at dance class and brings her home. They hang out at the Spectre's new playground and hit it off. The next day, Trevor asks Mars over again, this time on a date. It goes really well, but the question of making it official comes up, and they decide to stay single, since Mars is a lot older than Trevor and she's going to be going to college soon. Next is the Beaker family. Originally, when Cersei and Loki first started the adoption process, they wanted to find a child to replace Nervous as a test subject, but over time, they aged and softened up. By the time Monty came into their lives, they fell in love with him. Bjorn is going strong, as his status as hottest Team Sim in Strangetown. And Monty ages into a child. Next is Tank Grunt. Tank and Kristen, both sports lovers and fitness lovers, throw a sports party. Tabitha ages into a toddler. Next is Buck Grunt. Buck has a night out with his dad, Tank. And later, Buck goes on a date with Kiara at the downtown nightclub. By the end of the rounds, Kiara's pregnant. Next is Pascal Curious. Drax moves in and fits right in with the family. Drax meets Elizabeth at school, a foreign exchange student from 3 Lakes. And they fall in love. Pascal and Leonid adopt Stacy. The family is now super big and super happy. And Mars moves out to go to university. Next is Nervous Subject. Nervous finally buys his new home and adopts the Newson orphans. Teens, Ginger and Gavin. Children, Gabriella and Gallagher. And toddlers, Garrett and Georgia. This family is pure chaos. Garrett and Georgia age into children. Now it's the Loner family. The family moves out of their apartment and into a house. Kenneth ages into a toddler. Next is the Singles family. Tank mysteriously becomes a werewolf. Matilda ages into a child. And Marcus ages into a teen. The family enjoys a day at the town's pool. Now it's the Roseland family. Sid and Julian, both top chefs, decide to write a cookbook together. The cookbook ends up becoming a bestseller. And they celebrate with a romantic dinner date. Now it's time for our first round in university. Mars moves into the university dorm. There she meets the Davis brothers, Almeric and Elderic. Mars decides to go for a mathematics major. And Almeric develops a crush on Dormy Sharon. And that's it for this rotation. Thank you guys so much for watching. You could catch the action live on my Twitch, or you can continue watching these rotation summaries here on this YouTube channel. Bye!